Hey, Russell Hotel's going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is Thursday, November 6th. It's about 12 o'clock, right? I said, you know what? I'm out and about. I'm actually in Pasadena. I'm at the, you can see right here, right there. It says live from the Courtyard by Marriott, Old Town, Pasadena. Yeah, that's where I am. I said, you know what? Let me take my show on the road today and let's do a daily check in from the place I'm doing my office of the day. Happens to be the Courtyard by Marriott, Old Town, Pasadena. Now, I'm going to give you some specifics about it in a couple of minutes, but this is I guess, my second time coming here. I actually came here probably about a year ago for it was a reception, like a grand opening, grand reopening. I happen to know the director of sales and marketing here, so I came for the grand reopening, and checked it out. And it's actually if it's kind of a upscale, upscale courtyard, if you will. Most of them will be cookie cutter, but this one is definitely not cookie cutter. It's unique to the area, and I like it. I like it. Not because I know someone that works here, but because I like it. Right. I like the design. I like the location. Who doesn't like Pasadena, right? So Pasadena, for people that don't know, Pasadena from downtown Los Angeles is about is that 20? I'll say 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I guess, depending on traffic. About 15 minutes north of downtown Los Angeles. So from where I live, it took me about 40 minutes to get here, which that's pretty good, right? Anything under an hour is a good thing, right? In LA. So, but anyway, hey, we're live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. This is a daily check-in. As you can see, the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, you may hear some people in the background because I am in the lobby, right? So, why people want to sit where I'm sitting, I don't know, but that's okay. I'm still going to do the live, right? So, if anything, they're infringing on my conversation, not me infringing on theirs, because I was here first. But anyway, that's okay. I mean, that's how it is when you come to a lobby and I love the Courtyard lobbies, right? Because you get business people here, and they're talking about, and I'm ear hustling, right? So I can hear some of the conversation. It's business related stuff like that, and that's what Courtyard is designed for, right? Business traveler for the business. Was it for the business traveler? Yeah, for the business traveler, something like that. I can't remember the whole tagline. You remember, I started my career with Courtyard back in the day. So my Courtyard by Marriott, for people that don't remember, that Courtyard is part of the 31, 32 Marriott brands. So I started my career with Courtyard years and years ago as a housekeeping manager trainee. So I have nothing but love for the Courtyards. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Um, but anyway, let's get into it because these daily check-ins do not have to be that long. Okay, I tend to make them long. But let's see. Oh, the comments are open, so feel free, make your comments if that's what you choose to do. If you're on LinkedIn, that's fine. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, wherever you see me, feel free to make your comments because it's all about interaction, engagement, right? And that's what I'm all about: engagement and interaction. So okay, so we're gonna get into something right here. I don't know what, but let's see. What I'm gonna do is go to my next slide, my next scene here, and you're gonna see some. I'm gonna share some photos of the hotel, right? So since I'm here in the lobby, you can see the lobby in the background. I can't walk around and show you everything. So I took pictures already. So I'm gonna show you the photos, right? So, but I'm live here at the Courtyard by Marriott, Pasadena Old Town. Like I said, make sure if you want to make comments, you can do that because it's all about engagement. So I'm gonna delete my photo, and then you can still hear me, but I'm gonna go through the photos. Okay. I mean, you guys are used to this, right? I've done this before. So this was actually last year. They did. I mentioned they did a reception here, a grand reopening. So I think I was here about a year ago, like almost to date. So this is their step and repeat. Bottom line, this is the Courtyard by Marriott, Pasadena Old Town. So if you didn't believe me before, now you know. You see the step and repeat. The number of rooms is 314 guest rooms. Meeting space about 55-48. So not a lot of space, but ideal for smaller groups, like say board meetings or maybe a training where you don't need a huge hotel. They have food and beverage as well. So not like your typical Courtyard. With this one does have a restaurant. I believe it's open for breakfast and lunch. If I'm not mistaken, it could be open for dinner too. I'm not sure. I know at least the bar is open for dinner. And speaking of the bar, boom, here you go. So yeah, so nice bar. Is that your typical Courtyard bar? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. So once again, 314 rooms, 5548. Um, so it's actually pretty, not actually pretty nice. It is nice. This is one of the guest rooms. That's a standard guest room, right? Just happens to have a, outside the patio. It overlooks a patio. So this is on the first floor. This room is right here. But very nice, very spacious, very modern, very hip, very cool, very clean, clean lines and all that stuff. This is the lobby area, of course. That's once again the Courtyard. Let me throw that in there. See, I'm getting used to this restream. Okay, I'm kind of liking the restream thing now. Before I was kind of put off by some of the things, some of the features because I was used to using another platform. But I'm actually getting used to it. And these are all lobby photos, if you will. Very nice, very nice. I don't know who that guy is, but he's here. He was here. He just happened to be in the photo. So this is the meeting space. Like I said, 5548 is their meeting space. So this is one of their meeting rooms. So like I said, you can do trainings in here. Maybe you want to do a quick little, luncheon, all that kind of stuff. They have all the capabilities of doing that. AV, everything, whatever you would need, they have. Their pool area, which is right outside where I'm sitting. Um, Not too big, but there is a pool. And then this is in the lobby as well. So maybe you have you want to get together with some of your colleagues and, hash over something. Maybe you're coming up with a meeting and you're going to be meeting in the meeting room with the CEO, but you want to, it's six people and you want to hash out some issues before you get in there. This is the way to do it, right? This is the place to do it. It's right in the lobby, right across from the bar. And I think that's it for the photos. So let me just go back to where I was so you can see me. Where am I? Where am I? See, just when I said I'm getting used to this. Oh no, here we go. I'm done. I'm good. There we go. So there you go. So that's the Courtyard by Marriott Pasadena, 314 guest rooms. So I didn't necessarily have a topic today, but just thinking about the brand Courtyard and for business travelers. Um, I think it's still the motto or the marketing whatever for the Courtyard. What am I trying to say? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it is for the business traveler for the most part. But on the weekend it changes. The demographics change as far as business traveler to, of course, the weekend traveler, families, things like that, depending on what it's near. Old Town. You're coming up on you're coming up on the holiday, so Pasadena can be very festive during the holidays. Of course, you have the Rose Bowl here, the Rose Bowl, but UCLA plays here, so you'll get a lot of families and maybe people that are going to watch the game that would stay here as well over the weekends during football season. So and there's a lot of museums in Pasadena, so there's a lot to do. So a lot of times people think of a Courtyard as, oh, it's corporate only, right? Well, guess what? Weekends probably are pretty slow here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, you probably get crickets over here during the weekend. So I would say the rates will probably be better on the weekend. So you want to check that out. So don't discount the Courtyard Marriott's on the weekends, right? It's still a great place to stay. Just because during the week it's corporate does not mean on the weekends it's the same thing. So in fact, I can vouch for it. It's not the same. Okay, so just come and check it out. Having me in Pasadena, need a place to stay. Hey, why not the Courtyard Marriott Old Town? There's actually two Courtyards in Pasadena, but this is the one in Old Town, one on Fair Oaks Boulevard. Okay, not too far from the city center of Pasadena or downtown area. It's not too far from there. In fact, you can see. Can I see like City Hall? Like if you walk maybe half a block, you can see where City Hall is. I mean, it's in walking distance if you feel like getting your steps in, right? In fact, I park down the street, maybe down the street and around the corner from here, just so I get my steps here. Because you have to be a guest actually to park in the hotel. So I said, you know what? I'll find public parking, street parking somewhere, and that's what I did. That's what I did. Okay, so but I'm trying to think, did I have anything else to talk about? Not really. I just wanted to come on because, like I said, when I'm doing my office for the day, every now and then I do get out and do an office for the day. I would have loved to have, had the director of sales and marketing come out and have her on here for a couple of minutes, who is Miss Natalie Finzi. She's the director of sales and marketing. She actually, I'll tell you a quick story. She actually used to work for me. So years ago, I'm going to say 2000, was it about 2013? Yeah, I was the general manager at the, what was it? What's the name of the place? It was called the Sportsman's Lodge Hotel, which no longer exists. It's now an apartment complex, from what I understand. So used to be a whole entertainment center, whatever. So anyway, meeting space, all that stuff. But anyway, they transformed it into housing, okay, like an apartment complex. So, but prior to that, of course, years before that, back in 2013, like I said, I was the general manager. But before I became the general manager, I was the director of sales and marketing. So I got promoted to be a general manager, and which was never my goal. But anyway, that's not the story. But I ended up taking the general manager job. And so I needed a director of sales and marketing. So I happened to be at this event, and I'm sitting next to this young lady that I didn't know, who happened to be Natalie, right? Natalie she was a sales manager, but she has a huge background in revenue management, which I didn't have. Okay. So a lot of times we should hire people that have a different skill set. I was going to say that are smarter than you. Well, maybe that as well, right? Hire people that are smarter than you, or have a different skill set than you. Now, I did not have a background in revenue management. That's how she came up, right? She was a revenue manager for several hotels in Los Angeles. I was never that, okay? So either I could have hired someone that was strictly sales, or someone that had maybe some sales experience and revenue management experience. So I said, I'm a side with the person that has the revenue management experience, which was Natalie. And I happened to meet her at I can't remember, it was a luncheon for something. Who was giving a luncheon? Like C-Vent. C-Vent was giving a luncheon or something like that in Beverly Hills, I remember. And I just happened by chance, I sit next to this young lady who was Natalie, and we just start talking. So she already had a job, right? So this was probably a year later. I still had her phone number. I called her and asked her if she was interested in coming in and interviewing for the job, right? Well, she was out on maternity leave when I called. Okay. So she had just had a baby, and she was not in a position where she was going to come, and start a job at least. But I did get her to interview, and I said, you know what? I told my boss, who's my, the CEO, or chief COO, chief operating officer, Jim Schickta. I told him, I said, hey, I want to hire this girl, but she's out on maternity leave, and she won't be back for, I don't remember, it could have been like another month and a half or whatever. And he's like, well, we need someone now. And I said, well, hello, I used to be the director of sales. I was just, several months removed from being a director of sales. So I said, until she can come, because I did interview her, and she was ready to come, all that stuff. So I said, I can hold it down. I'll do the double duty. I do the GM role as well as the director of sales and marketing role. And he said, okay. And she started working, and everything worked out. So there you go. So just a quick little story. Always look for the people that, yeah, they can be smarter than you. That's fine. But I look for people that have a different skill set than me. Okay. Like I said, I did not have any revenue management experience. She had a wealth of experience, right? In fact, we got 2 for 1. We got a twofer. So we got a director of sales and marketing and a director of revenue director of revenue management in one person. That doesn't happen that often, right? Someone that has a sales experience and the experience as a dorm. Okay, that means director of revenue management. We're big on acronyms, right? A dorm, DORM. So she was a dorm and a DOS all in one package, right? So there you go. So that's how it worked. It actually worked out well. And then she went on to go to different hotels, and now she's here, right? So she was downtown, and now she's here and where she lives right down the street too. So it kind of was convenient that she got this job, because I think she lived I think she said her commute is like 7 minutes. Who has a 7 minute commute? But anyway, there you go. That's the story. Courtyard by Marriott, Pasadena Old Town. I gave you a little background on the director of sales and marketing, and how how when I was a general manager, what I look for in a potential candidate. Okay, so always look for different stuff. Don't just because everyone's hiring the same person and whatever. Look for something different. Okay, what do they bring to the table? So there you go. So that's what she brought to the table. So there you go. That's it. So thank you so much for joining me on this quick daily check-in. In fact, let me see. This is the daily check-in, right? Daily check-in. Where's the daily check-in at? See, I always have to search for this stuff. Daily check-in. Okay, here we go. Once again, daily check-in with Russell of Hotels, live from the Courtyard by Marriott, Old Town, Pasadena. Any questions at all? Feel free to reach out to me. Let me give you that. See, I can't get off here without any questions. Boom. Questions, email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. Let's see. My blog, most of the time when I do a topic, I have it on my blog. I didn't do that today because I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. So, but anyway, there are past topics on there, so feel free to check those out. Go to my blog, russellofhotels.com. That is my website. All my information is there. How I started, when I started, all that stuff is there. So feel free to check that out as well. And last but certainly not least, follow me on IG, YouTube, and LinkedIn if you don't do so already. Russell at Russell of Hotels, or at Russell of Hotels for Instagram and YouTube, and then Russell L. Edmonds for LinkedIn. And thank for the people that actually requested me today to connect. I don't connect with everyone, but what I gotta look and qualify everybody that I connect with, because if you don't, you'll start getting a lot of people selling you things. First thing you do when you click okay, yes, I'll connect, you automatically get all this kind of spam kind of stuff, right? Someone's selling this, someone's selling that. So no, they have to have some type of hospitality background or marketing or something, and I'll ask them questions first before I even accept them, right? They'll send me an in message or whatever, and I'll just basically say, well, why should I add you? Why should I connect with you? So sometimes you do have to vet the people that want to connect with you, because you want to know what the reason for connecting is. If it's just to spam me, no, we're not doing that. Okay, so but I did connect with a couple people this morning, and I didn't get any spam. So there you go. That's a good thing. So, and remember, I do this show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday at 1:00. So if you haven't checked it out, go to YouTube or LinkedIn and you can check it out. All the replays are there. I don't delete anything, so feel free to go check those out as well. And once again, I'm Russell Edmond, Russell of Hotels. That is it. So this daily check-in goes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So guess what? Tomorrow's Friday. I'll be doing it again. Okay. I don't have a particular time when I do it, but just know I'm going to do it sometime in the late morning or early afternoon, just like it's right now, 12:38. There you go. That's it. So anyway, hope all this stuff made sense. If not, that's okay. I'm going to do it again tomorrow, and maybe it won't make sense again tomorrow either. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.